Hi Aries, welcome to your week ahead tarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign, Hi Aries, welcome to your week ahead horoscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign, Aries, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general reads. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my deck of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you in your path to your highest vibrational good. So if you haven't seen it, don't forget your solar eclipse message is up. It's been up for a while and obviously the event has passed, but the energies are definitely now coming into play. If you haven't seen it, check out check out the midpoint magic and madness video that I put out about Into the Multiverse, because at this point throughout this entire week we are in between eclipses, so this is a really big deal. Check out that video. There'll be a link for it in the description box below. For your key to the week, you have the Wheel of Fortune. This is where luck, blessings, abundance and synchronicities may show up for you, especially with the way that that solar eclipse has interacted with your sign. So this could be a really powerful and very awesome time on the material plane. If you are experiencing any form of delay this week, just go with it. This is the week where you need to steer into whatever it is that comes up for you. So if that looks like a delay, or if it looks like a hold up or a hold back of some sort, it's not a delay. It's a divine reroute of your sat nav. All right. So if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. For your actions and options, you have the Four of Cups. This card can be about, like when I see this card, I often say to people, it's time for you to snap out of your funk. But because you've got this here with that Wheel of Fortune, I feel like there will be a delay or a detour of some sort this week. And that Four of Cups, if you look at the figure on it, right, it's not the same as the Rider-Waite deck. Look at him. He's totally at peace with whatever is coming up, and I kind of feel like whatever delay or distortion comes up for you this week, you're not going to be fazed by it. You're just going to be absolutely like, okay, you know what, this is for my highest good, and even if I can't see it right now, it will lead me to where I need to be in order for that to be the case. The other thing is as well, this suggests that you may be somebody else's surprise this week. So if you feel or you experience a delay or a detour, check to see who is around you, because it may very well be that your thoughts, your wisdom, your understanding, or even your knowledge or know-how could be the right ingredient for somebody else at this moment. And whenever we put that out into the world, the blessings always come back. For your communications and conversations, you have the Eight of Wands with the Wheel of Fortune. So for a lot of you, this could be international connections, conversations, Skype calls, Zoom calls, especially because you've got the Wheel of Fortune. And this may also be some spontaneous news that comes in, or information that comes in that could end up being quite lucrative for you. For some of you, this may prompt some sort of spontaneous travel, but it could just as easily be that you forge a connection with somebody overseas that maybe you're not expecting. For those of you that are studying or in any form of academia, this could be a connection to a really great teacher or mentor. This could also be a conversation that takes place that releases you in some way. You know, maybe this is for those of you that have long distance relationships, not saying they're all suddenly going to end, but for some of you this might be where you decide, like, you know what, I'm going off to do my thing, you're going off to do your thing, maybe it's time, you know, we part ways, we just keep in touch. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, I kind of like this. It suggests to me that your name is being spoken about in corridors that you are not aware of. So this could be something behind the scenes where, you know, you're going about your daily duties, expecting, you know, kind of not really expecting anything, and you don't realize that actually somebody is singing your praises behind the scenes, and your name is sort of being received in circles that you're not aware of yet. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, this could be a great time to think about some sort of mentoring and or new gathering of skills. For others, this might also be a time where you're thinking about branching your business out in some way. It could also be that you are getting an international client of some kind. And for a lot of you, this might also be news or knowledge or information about your industry or your business that really helps you kind of envision some larger goal or plan for it. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this could be connections and interactions with people overseas, especially people that you haven't seen in a long time, people that you haven't been able to visit. This might be a time where this travel opens up for you, whatever the hurdles are that you might have had to overcome. That being said, remember by the time we get into this second eclipse, Mercury will be retrograde. Jupiter will have already moved into your sign, which I find very interesting because the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter. So the fact that you have this, like literally on the 10th of May, Jupiter moves into Aries. So very interesting. For your love and relations, you've got the Sun of Wands, which is actually the Knight of Wands. So there is travel here. For those of you that are having long distance relationships, for those of you that are studying, it's likely that that will be coming to an end. For those of you that are partnered and, you know, maybe your partner's been working abroad, or maybe you have, you know, maybe one of you has to travel a long way or commute for a long way for work. Something about this comes good now. And for some of you, this may be that a partner's job or their passion for their job is starting to wane. And so what this does is create a new opportunity for both of you. So this week, do expect to be having conversations that maybe you secretly wanted to have, but didn't know sort of how to express that on the heart level. For those of you that are single, it is likely to be somebody that is foreign, somebody that's from overseas or from a very different background that shows up for you. That Knight of Wands is sexy and vibrant and passionate, much like yourselves. Coupled with that Wheel of Fortune though, this could be somebody that really prompts a very different outlook for you in your life. For your money and materials, you have the Six of Cups. Interestingly enough, this could be an old opportunity or maybe old business or an old client that's coming back. It could be that, you know, maybe you've had a summer job and they call you back. They want you to come back and work for them full time, or because the Six of Cups is very much about memories and nostalgia. And you've got this with that Eight of Wands. This could be reconnections with old friends. It could be especially ones that either live at a distance or are in the throes of moving. It's really weird. I get this sense that like you might bump into an old friend and they'll be like, oh, wow, you know, I can't believe I'm seeing you. I'm literally just moving out of town, or I'm, you know, moving out of country. So it's kind of like one of those almost fated meetings, especially because you've, you know, right at the end of this week, going into next week on the 16th. So in the first day of the week after this, actually, we've got that eclipse in Scorpio. So really interesting stuff. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is your reproductive system. Not to say that you'll have any issues there, but if you do have any, this might be a time. For those of you that are single and mingling, this is a really good week to look after your own personal health. So if you're going to be having schmoozes and connections of, you know, the transient one night kind of energy, just make sure you're looking after yourself, all right? And then when it comes to your home and environment, I really feel like it's a reconnection with somebody from your past that may make all the difference. You know, even if that difference is that you realize, yeah, you know what, this came to an end for a reason. Even if it's just that, it will serve a purpose. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. It really does look like a great week, I have to say. And that Four of Cups suggests to me that this week you really are just taking it all in stride. You know, there's nothing forced about any of it. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.